be any echo or any nerfs, and also the loot restrictions are going to be completely abolished. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen from what I've seen. If they add it to Duty Finder, what's the point? If they don't get rid of the loot restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm actually curious to see how many. You can't pug it, right? You can't pug Final Coil.
You will.
Or can you?
You can in Duty. Yep. It's going to be Duty Finder, man. So the first person to clear it in Duty Finder will have an accomplishment, I'm sure.
All right. No more Tie X. We're doing T10.
Do T13, man. There's still an accomplishment if you can get past T9 in Duty Finder, which has been done. I think Chucky here in the chat has done it. Then they're going to also get rid of the loot restrictions of World of Darkness, which I'm sure people are looking forward to for building up alts. But then again, if you can farm Final Coil, maybe you don't care as much. It's also expected they're going to add they're going to make a way to where you can get the encrypted tombstone finally from World of Darkness, but we don't know if it's just going to be another option in the 3 quests that you can do, or the quest where you get the 3 orbs and turn it in, or if it's actually going to be a drop from it. Hopefully, it's a drop from it, then it's a little bit more farmable. But then maybe, I don't know.
The way it's set up, I think it's going to be part of the weekly because they still don't have the carbon twine and carbon coat in the chest like when, say, in Circus Tower, they dropped in the chest at Amman and then on Zonde, but they're not doing that so far with World of Darkness. So it just leads me to believe it's probably going to be part of the weekly quest.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, of course, they're going to add more storyline quests, and apparently that's going to take us a while. I think one of you guys mentioned how long it was supposed to take us last week, right? Gilly, how much?
3 days. 3 days if you skip all cutscenes.
Jesus.
So it's probably a lot of content.
So you're going to have to be working kind of hard to get it done before they release the cutscene on the 11th.
Oh, yeah.
So, Adagio, are you kind of excited about new? I know you were kind of not into it so much with the main story quest, but are you kind of more into it now and you're kind of anticipating?
No, I was into the main story.
I thought,
yeah, I like the main story.
I love it there. Who was it? Somebody told me that they weren't into it.
That's me.
Oh, okay, I got you guys mixed up.
He said he wasn't into it until recent.
I gotcha.
I like the main story. I like what they're doing with it. I'm very interested to see where they're going with it in the patch coming up tomorrow and where they're going with it in 3.0.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of, it's the last thing to do story-wise in the game. I'm hoping, I'm going to enjoy that last bit of bad voice acting and old English dialogue. But I probably need to turn on the Japanese version of it or something. I think there's a way to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's apparently a little bit more enjoyable. Then they're going to add that thing that we were talking about earlier at the very beginning of the cast that we had, was Steps of Faith. They just kind of have it a section just describing that this is a Steps of Faith is going to be added to it. It looks like it's going to be an 8-man trial. I don't know if it's going to be like part of just a main story quest where it ends in, same thing with Chrysalis, you do it the one time, or it's actually going to be something that you just repeat and you get mounts and you get other things from it, or you get new armor. But I'm hoping that they add something in there that drops, 130 gear or something equivalent to that. Finally, some other option besides Final Coil. But I guess we'll see. Did you guys see the stuff on Steps of Faith, the little page they put up?
No, I'm actually trying to keep the patch a mystery to myself.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to ruin a little bit of it for you.
I just saw what you had on Reddit, and I didn't actually see very much of it because I was at work. So
yeah, it looks like it's going to be kind of fun. The dragon looks pretty cool, and it's just going to be a huge dragon that you're fighting. And I guess we'll find out when they release the patch notes, when they take the servers down.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious as what dungeons are, if they're even going to give us dungeons.
They didn't say anything about it. Usually they say stuff about it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's all hope for Extreme Arnvel, right? This is going to be the new 4-man hardest dungeon that's ever possible, and it's not going to be hard mode. It's just going to be straight to extreme. Gosh, it has to be better than regular. I don't know. They can't do worse than it.
Yeah, that was pretty hardcore.
And here's a nice little neat thing that actually is getting the most excitement with the patch, which isn't really that vital to anything. It's just nice. Is the Magic Tech armor mounts are going to have music to it, which is if you ever played Final Fantasy VI, Terra's theme when they're kind of going through the snowstorm with the 3 Magitechs. They're introducing that to the game, and I might have to actually turn my mount music back on because it's been off for so long. Because I could only put up with the Chuckaboo song for so long, man. Do you guys have your mount music on?
No, I don't.
I do.
So.
You do?
I kind of laugh at like how a lot of people are like, I've never heard music in this game before until I turned it on recently. I'm like, what? What's wrong with you?
The music in the game's great. Just that repetitive. I don't know. It's a great song for one or two times, but when you're always hearing it every time you get up, you're just like, I'm sick of this. It's like listening to like a new pop song that comes out, and you like it. It's great. That's if you like pop music, and then. After like the 20th time, you're like, I want this to just burn. I don't want to ever hear it again.
Sulkin, give us new music.
Yeah, but there are some dungeons that I can completely do multiple times, like Snowcloak. The music from that, I still haven't gotten tired of it, but maybe I haven't done Snowcloak enough.
I really enjoy the World of Darkness music, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's great too. I think. These dungeons that aren't really important to do aren't just nice to do, and it makes you enjoy them simply because of the music and the atmosphere they have with it. And I like, I think is it the Lost City of Epidor that has the obelisk at the end? That is probably one of my favorite dungeons. Just, the music and just the whole atmosphere feels great.
Oh yeah.
And we just got a comment from Sir Dan who said that Final Fantasy 11 had better music than 14. Do you guys agree with that at all? Do you have a lot of experience with 11's music?
I've got no.
I have no experience at all. Sorry, Sir Dan. You're out there by yourself, except for the other people in the chat who've had experience with 9. Unfortunately, I didn't get into it enough to hear all the music. I probably need to get... I do have the original soundtracks to a lot of songs on my computer, which I could probably listen to. And I think I played those for you one time on a stream, Sir Dan. I don't know. Anyways, a little bit off a tangent there. They're going to make some changes to Golden Saucer, and they're going to double the MPG for minigames, guys. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I get 5
4.
instead of
No,
3.5?
you get 5? I feel bad for you, man. No, but so you could max out like at 10, and so it's still not farmable. It still doesn't really make you want to go play them. I don't know if that change was even really necessary, to be honest with you. Because if you want MGP, you just do Chocobo Racing, or you don't really do Chocobo Racing, but you'd rather do that over a minigame, I think. Or you do Triple Triad with the Imperial Guard in Mordona, and that's how you get MGP. So I don't think that's really going to fix anything, doubling the MPG for minigames, but hey, it's something, I guess. And they're going to introduce more MGP for Chocobo Racings at higher ranks. So people who love the Chocobo Race get a little bit more out of it. I don't know how much they're going to increase it, but you guys are getting a bone. I need to probably get into it once we start the tournament tomorrow, which I realize what fixes they make, and they're not really fixes, and I get really grumpy and upset. I'm sure I'm just going to go straight into Chocobo Race. I'm so discouraged by Triple Triad. It's hard for me to think that I'm going to be encouraged with whatever changes they're going to, little tiny band-aids they're going to try to throw on it tomorrow. Maybe they'll put something. And they're going to increase the amount of XP gained from Chocobo Races so you can level them up even faster.
I thought they were already fast enough, to be honest.
Yeah, I never got max level, so I don't know if it's difficult at high end to get them up there. Have you guys maxed out a Chocobo yet?
I've done 2 races. So
Oh, okay. Yeah. We're the wrong people for that conversation.
I've heard a lot of people have actually done it in like an hour or so.
Jeez. What were you saying, Adagio?
I've been wanting to get into it. I've just not found the time between everything else I'm doing in my limited play schedule. So
yeah, I mean, you still deal with server lag, so you kind of have to you have the clunky settings, of course, where you have to do kind of pre-planned stuff, but you still have the lag where you jump through boxes and stuff. You have to aim way beforehand and do it perfectly to get some of those items, which is maybe a good thing. It's like Lag Racer, Lag Mario Kart. So the other thing they're going to do is make Triple Triad NPCs easier, which I think we talked a little bit on this last week. For some people, that makes sense for people who are still dealing with 1-star decks, but once you get the 2- and 3-star decks, NPCs still aren't that difficult, except for Swift. Swift is a piece of... I'm ready for that guy to go away. I hope they do something to get... Hopefully they just don't make anybody chaotic. or if they make them chaotic, they have easy cards. Just ridiculous. Anyways, okay. So Triple Triad tournaments are also going to have changes, but they don't have a lot of details out there. It's kind of assumed that they're going to add platinum packs if you get like a certain amount of points from it, so you still have a chance to get one of those cards. You just don't get that card. And, I mean, I guess that's something, right?
Yeah.
Because they can't work on it. They can't make any fixes. They don't have the resources to really fix the Triple Triad tournament until, like, way after Heavensward. So...
I mean, yeah, there needs to be an alternate way of getting those tournament cards, especially since the first one was so pay to win.
Oh, yeah.
God, I'm sick. I'm sick. Maybe, you know what? I'm not going to pay to win. I'm going to see how many friends I have that will let me abuse their account. And then I'll know how popular I am by how high I am in Triple Triad. We'll do that. I'll be off the 20, I'm sure of it. I'm not going to be on top.
Let me know. I got 2 alts.
Okay. I'll work with you on it. And then, they're going to make other changes to Gold Saucer, but they haven't really announced them yet. And again, we'll find out in like an hour and a half. What changes do you think that they could make besides the ones we already discussed, Gilly?
I actually want to see more minigames, because I hate sitting there playing Kufker and what was the other basketball game a lot.
Oh,
because those games are actually pretty entertaining. I do play a lot of those mini games.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When I get really bored, I'll just sit there and
really bored. Okay. It'd be impressive if they had some more mini games tomorrow. I just don't know. What do you
Probably
think?
add more prizes too.
Yeah, I mean, if they had like maybe. I would think it'd be kind of interesting if they did like the Moogle Claw one, where you had a chance where you had like a super rare orb or something that would pop up on the screen, and if you got that and it was hard to get, then you got like 200 MGP or something like that.
Actually, it'd be pretty cool, like if they did that with the Moogle Claw, like if they added like drops from dungeons, like mats or like just pinks that you can trade in for Grand Company seals. That would actually be pretty worthwhile.
Yeah, Mobo said a snowboard game. If they had a snowboard game tomorrow, I would be overly impressed with Square.
Well, Yoshi did say that he did like it, so...
Yeah, no, he wants to implement it, but I would be surprised if they had the resources to throw that into the game tomorrow. And it's just a bit... They would throw everybody off. No one's expecting anything that major in there. And then they make it as detailed as he mentioned he would make it, which is carving your own board and then having different parts and building it and stuff like that.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of people do want the battle square too.
Oh yeah, God, they need to add that. But I'm pretty sure that's going to be in a major patch, because that's one of those things that people, I'm sure a lot of hardcore PvE guys would like to do. See how far you can get in a PvE, like 100 levels. Whoever gets to the top gets the most points or something like that. Adagio, what do you think realistically they could add and changes tomorrow that would make Gold Saucer better?
Battle Square. No, honestly, I don't spend a lot of time in the Gold Saucer. I mean, if they made the more mini games that were more interesting or had better incentives to them, then I might spend a little more time in Gold Saucer. But aside from just adding new things like snowboarding or Battle Square, I don't really know what they could honestly do to make it more interesting. I mean, it's fun, but I mean, it's kind of one of those things you just do when you don't have time, anything else you want to do at the moment. So,
yeah.
Add slot machines.
Oh, slot machines! That would be addicting. If they had some sort of more gambling atmosphere to it, that would be pretty cool. Just because I think people would be addicted to it and be broke in like a couple of days. Chocobo racing betting, that would be amazing. I can't see them adding that tomorrow, but... So, I guess if I had to make an assumption of what other changes they might do, the other gates, like, any way to win blows is pretty balanced for how much MPG it gives, but the other gates don't give a lot of MPG, I think, for the work that you have to go through and do, right? You can almost get whatever you get from a gate from a triple triad match. Or a couple of triple triad matches, so I'm not too, I don't know. I hope they increase it. I'm not impressed with most of the gates. The only one I look for is any way to win blows, because I know that's going to give me a good amount of MGP for less effort to it. So,
are you one of the people that finds one spot and stands still, or do you run random spots?
I run for the most barren spot I can, but everybody runs with me. So I never get it. And everybody's trying to
Everybody knows the power
It's
of
that,
Frosty.
it's that huge Moogle head. They're like, I'm drawn to the pom-pom.
Yeah. And gambling restrictions are in China mostly, and that's why they don't even have gold saucers, because there's the gambling restrictions to it. But Square doesn't have anything too restrictive on it. I mean, people can have their own little casinos and walk around and say, hey, roll, and if you get a certain number, then we'll give you money, and they don't prohibit it. So I can't imagine it being too big of a deal if they implemented a Square official gambling system in the game. So
Give us blackjack. Come on, something.
Am I missing anything for the knowledge that we have on 2.55, by the way? That's all I could really find on it so far. Did you guys hear of anything else?
No, they've been pretty quiet about it, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping they add more 8-man fights than just the one, but again, this is all 2.5. You had 2.50, 2.51, and then we jumped up to 2.55, I guess, instead of doing 2, 3, and 4.
I would be a little heartbroken if Yoshi was just like, surprise, 2.55, there's another step to your Zeta.
Oh. And all it does is just add more glow. It doesn't make it stronger.
Oh, I would flip. It's like, what?
That's awesome.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, then you have to do it. And this one is actually going to be a hard grind, and it's 1% drops, and you have to get a drop from every single dungeon.
And you have to break it down to a material that actually has a 0.1% chance of succeeding.
Yeah.
That was a sick and twisted joke, by the way. When I saw that last night, I'm just like, are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh. All right, well, that's really all the stuff I got. Do you guys have anything else on your mind for tonight? I feel like we had a really good conversation on mechanics, by the way. I just want to say that. We had a really lengthy, hour and a half conversation on game mechanics.
Player struggles, man. We all share it.
Yeah. And so I'm definitely going to keep doing these discussions because I feel like they add a lot to the game. I just love talking, and so that gives me a good subject to go off. And you guys are great to talk to, by the way. So anyways, guys, that we're hitting our closing point here. And I appreciate everybody showing up tonight. Again, with me, I have Gilly, who you can watch at Furpiece. That's his Twitch handle. And then Adagio at Adagio Adante. Is that right?
Yep.
Adagio_Adante. And I really appreciate everybody watching. And Ms. Tech, I appreciate you stopping by, too. I don't know if you're still in the chat, but that was actually a really nice surprise. I didn't expect that at all. But when we're going into next week, it's going to be the exact same time. We're going 9:30 Eastern, and we just go until we're done. And we'll just talk about it. I'll figure out what kind of discussions we have, and we'll probably be talking about what happens tomorrow, and that'll be most of the conversation. And so, nothing lingering. All right, I think we're good. One thing that I do want to say is that if you guys have any suggestions or comments, please let me know. And if anyone in the chat wants to show up for one of these, let me know as well. I would be more than accommodating to have... I want to have people lined up like, okay, this week I have this streamer and this person on here, and this week I have this person and this person, because it's fun to have lots of people on here. And I think that we need to support the streaming community for Final Fantasy XIV. It's a great community. I love it. Adagio, Gilly, you guys are awesome. And more people, I think, need to watch your channels, too. You guys have a lot of fun watching your channels when I do watch it. And, no, Miss Tech is not my girlfriend at all. Kerberos is my girlfriend. At Carrara, which is in the chat right now, and I'm pretty sure she'd be upset with you saying that. But anyways, you guys have a wonderful night. I do want to say, Gilly, Adagio, are either one of you guys streaming after this, or are you guys pretty much done?
I'm probably going to be streaming tonight until 1 o'clock. My time is when the servers go down.
Question.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Logan here is going to be sleeping, so.
Yeah. Well, let me know when you start.
Not Baby Cam.
I'll get you guys. I'll throw a host your way. But check these guys out when they start streaming. And before we leave, I do want to play that song one more time. And I'm just going to close off the stream and just let you guys listen to it and absorb it. And again, this is from Alexander J. Aslani. The song is called The Unforgiven, and it was an inspiration. Heaven's Word was his inspiration for it, and just kind of like a Night City theme, I think is what he was looking for. And let me, real quick before I play it, I want to get that link again. Where is the edit? And then copy, and where are you, chat? And this is a link. If you guys want to check him out, feel free to support him. We need to support our Final Fantasy fan artist. All right, you guys have a good night and enjoy the music. Hold on, I lied, guys. Almost up. I think I closed out of it accidentally. All right, here we go. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.